Flipper Dave here. Today I have a backpack blower made by Echo that has got water down the intake. And I want to see if we can get it running today. Bought it for $5 in that big pile. And, let's see if we can't flush that water out, clean out the fuel lines, the carburetor, and whatnot, and try to get it running and see if we can make a profit off it. Alright, so here's the Echo blower in all of its glory. And when I opened up this intake box, discovered something. I don't know if you probably can't see down there, but there's water down there, probably from the rain. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the spark plug and try to flush everything out and see if we can get it running. We'll fix this plastic here. I gotta connect all the tubes back, make sure the straps are good. Oh, no, it doesn't even have straps on it, so I'm gonna have to order some straps for it. And I'll flip it, see how much money I can make. I got it for $5. Should be able to get 100 out of it if I can fix it well enough. Be a $95 profit, not too bad. And let's get to it. Oh, come on. Well, that ain't good. So, guess that one's staying in. I'll be able to move it. And we got a rip in this hose here, so probably where the rainwater came in at. Oh, and that completely broke, but don't worry, I got some epoxy. We'll glue that back on. All right, cool. I got access to our engine and everything, and we'll probably take this cover off and check everything out. Spark plug doesn't look too bad. Just a little bit of cleaning and should be good. So that's good. That's a good sign. Yeah, look at that. Ugh. All over the phone. Yeah. I'm not gonna take this engine apart. What I'm gonna do, put some straight gas in there, kind of work it in there, keep cranking it over, look in there with a light, just make sure there's no water in there before I go ahead and put everything back together and try to start it up. Additionally, I'll probably go ahead and take the carburetor off since water got in the engine, just to make sure nothing's rotted out, make sure everything's okay. So I'll put some gas in there, let's go ahead and start cycling it through. Alright, there's the engine with the cover off. A lot of cobwebs, looks pretty dirty. Primer bulb's a little dry rotted. I'll replace that. Yeah, it's got a hole in it. I'll replace that. I got another one for it. The cable's intact. All of our wires look to be okay. See, our spark plug wire looks alright. Covered in that water and everything, but yeah. Let's go ahead and take the carb off. Alright, so that's just taking off that intake boot right there on the carburetor. That's water. So I'm hoping that the carb isn't too bad, but that doesn't look good, if I say so myself. Okay. Two-stroke carburetors, pretty simple. All you gotta do, be careful not to damage your gaskets or the diaphragm. Phillips head screwdriver, flathead screwdriver just in case. Any parts you need to replace, which for me, so far, is just this primer bulb. These style of primer bulbs are the easiest to replace because all you got to do is take these 2 screws off. This cover comes off, but be careful because it'll also split your carburetor. This whole assembly will come off as well. All right, like I said before, first we're gonna go ahead and take out these 2 screws. All right, there's our cover. Okay, so I lied. You got 2 more screws right here that I didn't see. Some carburetors, I've seen this on weed eaters, this whole part right here will come off if you take off this cover. So just be careful. And also be careful because on this model, this is plastic here, so you don't want to crack this. Okay, all right, so there's our diaphragm. You do not want to damage this or try to peel this off, and otherwise you're gonna have to replace it. Just make sure that it's not leaking anywhere. There's no obvious lifted up areas, anything like that. This one looks good so far. All right, and look at that. That is all that rust water that came out earlier, right there in one of the chambers, and that's no good. So I'm gonna have to find a way to flush that out without damaging this screen here. So yeah, not good. You don't want to see that in your carb. Go ahead and put that back on for now. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that in a minute. Look how hard it is to open and close that throttle. That's all gunked up in there. It should spring back quickly. Just kind of work that. All right, so you see that screen right there? You see how it's all clogged up? Well, we need to get all that debris out of there because that's going to cause a lot of blockage for the fuel, and your weed eater or your blower is not going to run right. Alright, we're gonna pop that old bulb out. They're new in here. Just like that. Screws, tighten it down. Well, I kept trying on the Echo, and I don't think it's going to happen, at least not today. sometimes when you're flipping, you've just got to learn when to move on from a project, especially when you bought a big pile of equipment and projects, things like that. So you want to be able to save your time and save your money. Something like that Echo backpack blower, you'll just go down a rabbit hole of parts. It needed straps. Probably needs a new carburetor because I don't have a set of tools to clean out a carburetor. I was just using paper towels and like solvents and stuff, which isn't really going to work. The plastic frame that held the engine in completely cracked in multiple places. I said I had epoxy to fix that, but I was assuming that those other screws were going to be able to hold it in and just epoxy that one side, and it broke on multiple sides. So it was just going to be glued into the frame, and it would just eventually shake apart, and that's not something that I want to sell. So I just put it down for now. It's not going to happen. These things happen, it's the way she goes. But I got a lot of projects lined up. I got a lot of equipment out there. So tomorrow or the next day, I'll pick another piece of equipment up and start working on it, and we'll do another video. So thanks for watching. Sorry we didn't get it running, but it is what it is. And we'll see you in the next one.